So we're starting out with the peaches. They just smell fantastic. And about eight or so peaches is what we're doing. And you don't want the real soft ones, but you don't want them rock hard either. So what I usually do is I buy them and then sit them in a bowl on the counter for a day or so, and then they are usually just perfect. So we're just going to slice these up. We don't need to peel them. Anne was all excited about that. She's like, do we have to peel them? No, you don't. It's very in to have desserts a little bit more rustic. So you don't need to peel them. Would you like a little piece of peach there? Oh, come on, it's good for you. So we're just going to slice them up. Aren't they pretty? And this is really best served warm out of the oven, so you can kind of get it done ahead of time. And then you don't really want to bake it until right before you're serving it. And that's the real fun part, the real wow factor. So we've got our peaches that are all sliced up. Anne did a fantastic job. I know the peaches, like I say, just fantastic, wonderful. And now we're going to add some blueberries, about a pint of fresh blueberries. We're going to do a little bit of cinnamon, about half a teaspoon, and we're going to save some of it for the crumble that's going to go on top. I also do a couple tablespoons of flour, and what that's going to do is kind of make a gravy. When the juices release from everything that's going on in here, basically it's going to, the flour is going to tighten up and make a wonderful sauce and kind of pull it all together, and it's just going to make it really, really yummy. Looking for spatula to get this all together. Now we're going to do some fresh lemon juice. Oh, and this lemon is rock hard, so I'm going to put it in the microwave just to release some of the juices. That's going to keep the peaches from turning brown. It's also, going to add a little bit of acid, which is going to be, just kind of brighten the flavors of the, especially the blueberries, but it's just going to kind of, just a little bit of acid in there. The lemon juice really is going to give it a little flavor. You're not going to taste lemon. And that really helped. How are you today, Miss Anne?
I am pink.
You're pink. What does that mean?
Sunburn.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yes. Got a little sunburn. All right. Just checking here. Are we putting the sugar? We've got a couple different sugars here. So we're going to put, it just depends how sweet you want to make this, but I'm going to do a little bit of sugar in here, and then we're also going to do a wonderful crumble on top. So we're going to use our brown sugar for the crumble, and we're going to use some white sugar in with the peaches. And I don't like to over sweeten them because these peaches are already so fantastic that just kind of a little dab will do you. And notice when I'm tossing these together, I just want to get the flour and the cinnamon and the sugar around, but I want to try and keep the peaches intact. Now we're going to spray our dish with cooking spray, nice big casserole dish. This is going to make a really big batch, which is perfect for those, end of summer dinner parties. What also is very, very fun and very in is to bake these little crisps in individual ramekins, and I want to show you that's very much on trend right now. So, and you can pick them up anywhere. So you could take a dish like this so that everybody kind of gets their own little peach blueberry crumble. And that's very in if you wanted to do something a little more special. Spread this around. This one's going to be just for me. I'm not seeing that trend go away. In fact, it's just becoming more popular where people are, you go to a restaurant and you get your own little gourmet pot pie or macaroni and cheese or dessert. Looks like that is here to stay. All right, now the favorite part of any kind of a crisp or crumble for me is the crumb topping. In fact, whenever I see, like, if I'm debating between an apple pie with, traditional crust or one with the crumb topping, I mean, are you kidding me? Give me the crumb topping, and more crumb the better. So we're taking a stick of butter, and I'm going to cut it up into little pieces. I like to use the cold butter, so this is right out of the fridge. I don't do a ton of baking because it takes a lot of time and patience. But the crumbs and crisps are something that you can throw together in no time, and that's something I love to do. Because it's not rocket science either, it's not going to turn out. That's kind of my frustration is, you buy all the ingredients to do a super fancy cheesecake and then it doesn't turn out on you. So this is going to work. And I do, several different types of crisp and crumbles. I do like a mixed berry with raspberries and blueberries and blackberries. It's one of my favorites too. So lots of different things that you can do. And there's just, to me, nothing like it warm out of the oven with vanilla ice cream. It's like a big hug. And you're seeing a lot of the fancier restaurants bring desserts like this back on their menu because that's what people want and crave, especially as you're going into fall and winter. But when the fruit is like it is now, it's great to do it in the summer too. Okay. So we've got our butter cubed up. Now we've got 3/4 of a cup of flour, 3/4 of a cup, and this is easy to remember, of brown sugar, and 3/4 of a cup of oatmeal, ground oats, not the instant, not the quick cooking, just as the regular stuff. Pinch of salt, and a little bit more cinnamon, about 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon. And you can use 2 forks, or I like to use these pastry blender, but you want to get this nice and crumbly. I think I'm going to do this in a bigger bowl. Otherwise, I'm going to get this crumb mixture all over the counter, and even though I know, Ann, we got another bowl to wash, in the long run, it's going to be less messy for me. And you. All right, so now you can really kind of get in here. Sometimes you just got to get your fingers in here. So have clean hands. Now this is going to take a good while to bake. So at this point you can get this in the refrigerator covered with plastic wrap. You can even have the crumb mixture done in the refrigerator. But like I say, the real wow factor and the real fun part of this is to bring this right out of the oven warm when it's bubbly. And like I said, keep in mind about a good 45 to 50 minutes to even up to an hour to bake. It just depends on your oven. You want to bake it uncovered and preheat that oven. All right, so this is looking pretty good. And it smells so good. If you could smell our kitchen right now. So now I'm just going to sprinkle the crumbs right down over the top. Kind of cover every little bit of it. Got to save some for mine. All right. There we go. Give my hands a wash. My daughter Ireland and I love to make these. She's loves warm fruit desserts just as much as her mom does. She's a total dessert person. Wonder where she gets that from. We don't do desserts for dinner every night, you know, but if it were up to her, we would. Okay. So come back with me. Oh, and how good did this smell? I mean, you know, the cinnamon, the peaches, the blueberries. Oh, and the fruits just release their juices. That little bit of flour kind of thickens the juices up a little bit, and there you go. My peach and blueberry crisp. Unbelievable, warm out of the oven with a scoop of really nice vanilla bean ice cream. Recipes on our website. You can also pick it up at any area Festival Foods. This is a winner.